Happy Information Wednesday. Shalise McQueen here of the Shalise McQueen Agency for Farmers Insurance out of Scottsdale, Arizona. I am so excited. I'm bringing you a brand new topic today on the umbrella policy. Before I hop in, I want to recap our last few weeks. We did a series on all things life insurance. So if you missed those videos, they're live for you to go check out. Quick recap, we talked about basically different life insurance policies, qualifying for them, pricing, the benefits, how to determine a face amount, and lastly, how COVID is going to impact the ability to get life insurance in the future and how there is a sense of urgency as tomorrow is never promised. If you have any questions following up on that conversation, please feel free to let me know. I gave you a ton of information, so there's definitely a lot of variables that are involved in life insurance. And so if you have 15 minutes, be sure to give me a call and I'm happy to go over those with you. But further ado, let's jump into today's topic. We're going to talk about all things umbrella. So I'm going to explain to you what an umbrella policy is. We're going to break down the benefits, why you need the policy, and most importantly, why you cannot afford not to have the policy. But just to give you a quick little illustration, think about an umbrella and how the umbrella protects you from rain. Well, the umbrella policy in the insurance realm works exactly the same. It's going to provide underlining protection for whatever policies are underneath the umbrella. I'm going to show you an illustration to help you understand further. Here's an illustration here to simplify how an umbrella policy works. So for example, you see the umbrella here, and then you have these 4 events that are underlining and how an umbrella is going to save you. So for example, say you're in an auto accident and your auto limits are 100, 300. Well, in Arizona, the average auto judgment after insurance companies have tapped out is $450,000. So if you had a $100, $300 limit, $300,000 limit, you're still out of pocket a good $150,000 at least. That now someone's going to go after you for a lawsuit, and that's a judgment, which means wage garnishment, potential levy against your home, your personal bank accounts, etc. On the topic of auto accidents, our youthful drivers, so the ages of 25 or younger, are 35% more likely to be in an auto accident. So for our youthful drivers, I think it's really important to have an auto policy under an umbrella to further our protection. Next topic we have here is our home, and a little disclosure if someone is injured on your property. Well, this happens all the time. I think the most common example of this is someone trips and falls in your house. Well, so once again, say you had a $300,000 personal liability, your umbrella would now increase that to $1 million. Next, we have personal injury. What if you're named in a personal lawsuit? Well, we are in America. People tend to be sue happy. So I think it's really important to further our protection there. So as I mentioned earlier, the auto accident alone, there is a $450,000 average judgment. In Arizona, about 25% of our judgments exceed $1 million. So you can see where this $1 million umbrella is definitely going to come into handy for any of these topics listed below. The last illustration we have here is regarding a cyclist. You know, we are here in Arizona. Our weather is incredible. So we have tons of motorcyclists and cyclists on the road that we share the road with. So in the event that you were to hit somebody, again, your underlying liability limits would then be extended to your $1 million umbrella. So you can see how this $1 million umbrella provides such amazing protection. And again, it works as an excess policy above and beyond what you currently have for your home and auto. This policy also encompasses second homes, all your toys, your boats, your RVs, you name it. This encompasses all of those items. The main benefit really of having an umbrella policy is to avoid having judgments. And as I mentioned, all these policies are being further protected by this umbrella and increasing all these limits up to $1 million. So in Arizona, we do have what's called a homestead exemption. So in terms of if you were into a lawsuit and there was a judgment presented, only $150,000 of your equity is protected by that homestead exemption. In addition, only $300 in your bank accounts, whether checking, savings, you name it, is protected. So that leaves a tons of exposure and liability for your assets online for a lawsuit. That's where an umbrella policy comes in place to make sure that you're getting further protection before your personal assets, your wages are garnished, etc. takes place. Not to scare y'all, but the stats we went over today are real life stats. Again, youthful drivers under 25, 35% likely for an accident. In Arizona, 25% of judgments are over $1 million. Average auto judgment, $450,000 after insurance companies tap out. these are real life numbers, and you can get a $1 million umbrella policy for around $33 a month. That is $1 million of protection that you cannot afford not to have. If you have any questions on the topic today, please feel free to give me a buzz. Otherwise, thanks always for viewing, and stay tuned for next week.